Hello guys, and welcome back to the Gaming Chronicles. Today we'll be discussing the top 5 video game characters that have had the best glow up in terms of character development. As modern games continue to focus heavily on narrative, characters play a vital role in their success. With the rise of single-player story experiences like The Last of Us and God of War, gamers have witnessed some of the most gripping and emotional storylines in recent years. But what makes these stories so compelling? It's the characters and their development throughout the game that keeps us invested in their journey. Join us as we take a closer look at the characters that have left a lasting impact on the gaming community. Let's dive in. Coming in at number 5 on our list is none other than Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. If you've played Uncharted from Drake's Fortune to A Thief's End, you'll know that Nate's character development has been a slow burn. At the start of his treasure hunting escapades, all he cared about was striking it rich. But through each adventure, we saw him grow and mature as a person. Sure, he's always had a bit of a selfish streak, but by the time we get to Uncharted 4, we see a completely different side to him. He's more mature, wise, and experienced, which is reflected in the way he handles situations. He's learned to put his obsession with treasure hunting behind him and focus on what really matters, his family. And let's not forget about that ending. It was one of the most satisfying endings to a video game series we've ever seen. Nathan Drake has undoubtedly left a profound impact on the gaming community, and his character growth shows how awesome storytelling can be in video games. We couldn't make this list without including Joel Miller from The Last of Us. This game is often regarded as a masterpiece, and it's not hard to see why. The storytelling is incredible, and Joel's character development is a big part of what makes it so great. At the start of the game, we see Joel as a man who has been deeply affected by the loss of his daughter on Outbreak Day. He's distant, defensive, and combative, but all that changes when he meets Ellie Williams, who is immune to the virus. She becomes the catalyst for his character development throughout the story. As Joel and Ellie travel across a post-apocalyptic United States, we see him start to open up and care for Ellie as if she were his own daughter. His evolution is evident when we compare the beginning of the game to the end, where he decides to save her life over the chances of a cure. It's a testament to the depth of his character and the lengths he would go to protect someone he loves. The bond between Joel and Ellie is one of the most memorable relationships in gaming, and that's proof of how awesome the game's writing and character development is. Arthur Morgan's character development in Red Dead Redemption 2 is nothing short of remarkable, and it's what makes him stand out as one of the greatest video game characters of all time. As the player navigates through the game, they witness Arthur's transformation from a cold-blooded outlaw to a man who values compassion and helping others. At the start of the game, Arthur is fully immersed in the outlaw lifestyle and rarely shows empathy towards others. However, as the game progresses, and particularly after learning of his tuberculosis diagnosis, Arthur begins to question his way of life and his past actions. He starts to see the world in a different light and realizes the importance of family, community, and doing the right thing. Throughout the game, the player is given the option to make honorable or dishonorable choices, which affects Arthur's character development. Players who choose to make honorable decisions will see Arthur becoming more selfless, helpful, and caring towards those around him. On the other hand, players who make dishonorable decisions will see Arthur becoming more selfish, violent, and detached from those around him. Regardless of the player's choices, Arthur's character development is consistent in that he becomes more reflective and introspective as the game progresses. His eventual death, whether through honorable or dishonorable means, serves as a culmination of his journey and leaves a lasting impact on players long after the game's conclusion. Arthur Morgan's character development is a prime example of how storytelling in video games can be epic, and it's something we'll always remember. Atreus from God of War is an excellent example of character growth in video games. The development of Atreus' character over the 2 games showcases his journey from a young, arrogant, and naive boy to a more mature, wise, and independent individual. In the 2018 title, Atreus' true nature as a god and his powers made him arrogant and self-centered. However, through scolding and training from his father, Kratos, he was able to learn humility and become a better person. In God of War Ragnarok, Atreus is much older and wiser, making better decisions and proving himself as a capable and independent character. His disagreements and confrontations with Kratos showcase his growth into his own individual who can handle his own. By the end of the game, Atreus has learned to respect his father's authority and also understands the value of individuality. The development of Atreus' character is well written and implemented in the story, making it one of the most prominent aspects of the game. It's always satisfying to see a character evolve and grow over the course of a game, and Atreus is a perfect example of that. The character growth is natural, making it easy for the player to relate to and understand his journey. Kratos, the former god of war, has had one of the most interesting character developments in video games. In the original God of War trilogy, Kratos was consumed by vengeance and blinded by his anger, leaving a path of destruction in his wake. He was a character that players loved to control but could not necessarily root for. However, in the 2018 God of War reboot, Kratos was given a second chance at redemption. The death of his wife and his journey with his son Atreus forced him to confront his past and his mistakes, and slowly but surely, Kratos began to change. He learned to control his anger, be patient, and prioritize the well-being of his loved ones over his thirst for revenge. By the time God of War Ragnarok came around, Kratos had become a much more complex and nuanced character, one who was not only capable of great violence, but also great compassion. He had grown to become a father figure to Atreus and had formed a deep bond with him. Kratos' character growth is solid proof that great storytelling can make video games way better. He went from a one-dimensional character driven solely by his thirst for revenge to a fully fleshed-out character with a complex emotional range, and it was a joy for players to witness this growth. Memorable characters can seriously make or break a game, and the ones we talked about today have definitely left a big mark on the gaming community. Whether it's Nathan Drake's transformation from a mere treasure seeker to a devoted family man, or Atreus' journey from a cocky kid to a wise young adult, these characters exemplify the essence of exceptional storytelling in video games. What video game characters do you think had the best character development? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell to stay up to date with all of our future gaming content. Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace out.